welcome to another sketchbook session. We are very close to finishing this sketchbook now. We are at the home straight. So today we are just going to be doing a simple landscape study, the reference of which I took myself. And today we'll be working with a mixture of Winsor and Newton watercolours and also the Gansai Tambi watercolours. Essentially, I'm just going to grab anything that I think is the correct shade to do the job. This was going to be one of my first plein air videos, what this sketch was going to be. It was the start of the heat waves in the UK and we decided to go out as a family and have a picnic. Unfortunately, we weren't here for very long until a family of possibly about like 30 people turned up and literally pushed us out of our spot. So we were a little bit upset by that, obviously. And this picture never got finished. Already being stopped by Caesar this early. No, do not sit. This is not where you sit. He's in a very loving mood at the moment, seeing as he's just had a big brush. Yes, you have a big brush. On the floor you go. Little cat. Here's the thing, Caesar. If you sit beside me, I can pet you and still do work. That way you can still be really close to me. Yeah, because of the incident in trying to do this plein air, it just never got finished in the end. And as this is one of the final pages, I thought I'd probably best get it over and done with now. Do I have to shut my door to you? Do you need to be banned from the room? I'm just going to keep putting him on the floor until he gets the message. Outside though, will he ever get the message? So you can sit on the windowsill. That is allowed. So I think the original sketch I was trying to do, I was using the Derwent drawing pencils and I think it might have been in sepia. It doesn't look like Venetian red. This is just going to be a very simple picture. So I'm going to try and take my time with it because we're only doing it in watercolours. Like now I definitely should have done the initial sketch in blue. It's the brightness that we need. Feels like it's been a really long week so far. As I was saying, like we were going through yet another heat wave again, so we've all been sleeping as a family downstairs trying to stay cool. So it's been very uncomfortable trying to keep a very grumpy baby happy. I think we're finally at the tail end of it now, so I think we can slowly start moving back to the bedrooms for nighttime. And as much as like heat waves are uncomfortable, it's also kind of awkward because we realise that like, okay, baby's got to sleep downstairs with us, which also means we can't be watching the TV in the evening. Like, sure, we can have it on low and turn the sound down, but there's a chance we could be disturbing his sleep. So then we're kind of a bit stuck of what to do and we're just exhausted ourselves. The other night I tried to come up to do like a little bit of work on the computer, but this thing is just kicking off so much heat. It was unbearable. So I'm going to be very grateful for the rain that we're getting at the end of this week. I'm curious how I'm going to tackle the shadows and the grass down here. How do I make this like really detailed? Do I do lots of layers? Do I keep it simple? My usual go-to for things like this is just add a lot of textured detail with pencils, but do I keep forever doing that trick or do I try to be smart and do something else? Okay, let's start with some colours. So I've got some Winsor and Newton Cotman here, which are very, very old at this point and dried up. I'm hoping that if I react some of them again, they might be okay, but I don't think so at this rate. Some of these top ones are fine, but these look a little bit too crusty. And then we have the Kuratake paints up here. I'm going to try and use the Cotman initially, I think, for the sky. And then we'll see where we go from there. I think I need to buy a new like wash brush. I think I had my mom's for a very long time and I gave it back to her when she got some watercolours. And then I realised, oh, I do not have a flat wash brush myself. It's kind of difficult to do certain techniques, like when trying to do like a big wet on wet blend, which is really handy for skies. Then again, like doing stuff in the sketchbook, the paper doesn't react correctly, so not the end of the world. Although it does remind me, I have a sponge above my head. I want to try using sponges again in my work. So depending on how wet the paper is, how much pigment you've used, you can lift some of the colour up. Yeah, I've got this one here. It's really, really old, but it's my favourite one. I really like the texture on this one. Let's wet some of these paints. Okay, some of them are reacting, some of them are not. So one of the issues if you leave paints to dry out for too long, they're really hard to rebind. So yes, the water has evaporated, but the binding agent also has just completely gone from them. So depending on what the colour is, they don't like to go back together. The smart thing to do would be testing your pigments before you put them down. I am not a smart person. I will just suffer with the consequences after. I was asking my husband earlier where he was thinking about taking the baby today, and I think they're going at the town park to watch some soapbox racing. I didn't quite realise how many free events that we've got going up at the town park. That was really handy. I wish I got more footage of the jousting that took place. And again, I definitely want to go to more events like that. A lot of them take place in random parts of the country that are quite far away, so they're quite difficult to plan for. The sky initially in. Then we've got the grass, but everything is like an initial, kind of like a yellow tone. So I think what I'm going to do, I mean, that is green. Oh, I've got a few things mixing up in this that shouldn't be mixing, but it's kind of in the right place. So we'll just use this. So far for the sky and also for the trees, I'm currently using the Winsor and Newton Cotman colours, which I haven't actually touched in a very long time. I've been trying to use like the other paints for ages. I always seem to forget like even the Cotman range, which is Winsor and Newton's student grade colours, they're still decent. I used to use them all the time for like the base of my final pictures. They're a good way to help me build up like initial colour and understand what I was doing with a piece. Now we have the paper starting to dry at this point, so we'll try work a little bit quicker to get these first bits down. On the side, do I go lightly? It's meant to be water right here. But I think I've got two of the same colour here. I think these are both sap green. One's a new one, one's an old one when there was a formulation change, I think. How old some of my paints are? Okay, yeah, that'll work. And those warmer textures and colours in now. Less water now in here, so I wonder if we can switch to a different brush. Now, I don't often use a fan brush. I find it quite difficult. I wonder if I can pick up just enough pigment and kind of do this like grassy texture without it looking too fake. There are definitely like better brushes for this kind of technique. What some people do is they'll chop up an old brush so the lines are a little bit more spontaneous. The issue is when everything is in a line, it all looks very uniform. As you can see, build it up like that. Dabble in this. Oh, that is... that is too green. Oh no, I regret that. I'm gonna let that dry. Let's blend you out a little bit. Is that possible? Not really. Okay, so we've got like different elements of green going on. Some cooler tones, which I'll use for this bit. And this seems like a bluey, not the right shade, that should have been more muted, but we'll work with it. Soften that a little bit. And then back in the malachite here to brighten that up. More of like a muted green down here. The olive can do its job, and that can blend it up. Now let's get some proper darkness in. On my side, we'll just go indigo or black, and indigo is like a safer bet. At least if we want to go darker with the shadows, we can just put black over it. We can just build up the darkness of the indigo this way. If we were working in just gouache, it wouldn't be too much of an issue. We could just go straight in with the darkest darks because we can work backwards, absolutely no problem. Since I'm trying to have like a little bit of a focus on working in watercolours as much as I can, I have to think about what I'm doing more. And with this, it's just the slow process of layering all these shadows now. As you can see, we're now at a point where we can try and layer this up a little bit. The paper is still ever so slightly damp. Kind of like dot this on a little bit and it all bleeds out. It's definitely getting very toasty in my room now. I am regretting shutting the windows. I'm trying to be cautious with the microphone picking up people mowing their lawns, but oh, it is starting to feel unbearable. Okay, let's get some of this shadow in. I definitely want to use this indigo, and I will just very hastily place it like this. I'm trying and get the grass here and there. I'm trying to keep this so like as thin as I can with the blades of grass, but very difficult with this paintbrush. But we're looking something like this. We lift it too much, so that'll be fine, and then we'll leave that to dry a little bit, then we'll have a little rethink of the layers. Okay, I had a quick little break, and now we are back at it. Let this dry, so we shouldn't be having too many things reacting at this point. As we've put a whole load of indigo down, it's dried quite light, so now I'm going in with actual black, the deepest, darkest shadows. So we're just gonna slowly layer this black down over all the bits that we put the indigo. And whether I'm gonna regret using such a thick brush for this, I'm trying to be careful and not like go down to too small a brush too quickly. I'm almost like dabbing these colours on now. They're a little bit drier, so we've got that like slight little dry brush technique going on. It was probably too dark. Whoops. Fine, we'll work with it. I think I'd learn, but I never do. It's almost like I get like a little bit bored when painting these at times, and I just do something very, very rash. It's been an interesting few days because like I didn't even know whether today I managed to do a painting or not. I'm feeling quite ill, dealing with an infection at the moment. I'm having to like constantly take painkillers like as much as I possibly can, like within the time limit. And I can feel like my tablets are already starting to wear off halfway through the time that they should. I'm now trying to calculate, when can I take my next load? Like I'm slowly getting better, but oh, it's a difficult few days. We've got texture down here. We're now kind of like at a dry brushing moment, so I'm gonna add stuff where I can. Gotta be careful not to go like just too straight with some of these. I need to have a curve to a lot of these lines. Switch to an olive again. Down here that fades out. And then we'll go for a smaller brush for detail. I've got this one here, I absolutely love it. And then we're just gonna try and pick up some of these colours just to add like a bit more depth, build up some of the background texture of these trees as well. I'm trying to keep in mind that like a lot of this is going to get lightened as it dries. If worst comes to worst, what we can do is use coloured pencils over the top to try and like fade some of this out. Yeah, slightly hard thinking, do I use chalk pastels? Get a bit of a haze and a glow going on. Very good for helping with lighting. Add some white along there, cover up the line. I made a mistake with layers and building like that. Over the top of parts of these trees, I am using watercolour, but it's quite an opaque one. It does show up quite nicely. I'm trying to be careful not to use too much of it because I do love this colour. I'm slowly getting through it, and I don't know what its replacement is going to be at this rate. I think a very similar shade to this as a watercolour is from like Daniel Smith. I've seen shade almost identical, so that might be a good replacement. AirPod stopped working for a second there. That was interesting. Not even a warning. It's fine. We don't have to listen to anything, do we? Usually during like these painting sessions, I listen to the sound of rain. I find like a playlist with like rainforest kind of vibes. So it's just all nice and calming. But my AirPods have deemed to selfishly take that away from me. I'll jump to the coloured pencil in a second. I think it'll be a lot easier to do with pencil. What we'll do, we'll let that dry. And like I said, pencil. Just stepped outside for a quick break and oh my god, it is hot outside. Even just standing in the shade, it was it was unbearable. So I don't know how Sam and the baby are coping in this heat. I'm hoping they retreat inside and find somewhere safe with air conditioning. It was only meant to be I think 28 degrees today. Although to be fair, it is saying 27 on my watch. Okay. Maybe it's just this room. Maybe it's just the heat of the computer that's too much. And this is where we'll do the slow build up of colour, although I think I need also some like violet kind of colours in places. That's where coloured pencils are really handy. They can give that pop of colour that you're slightly missing, even if you're struggling to add in like via painting. This is a good way to include it. We're just adding many little bits of coloured layers in as possible. This is mainly to help add texture. So more of a muted green for the bit up here. As you can see, it's not the end of the world that I've used black in some of these areas. Coloured pencils can go over the top of them easily and just bring down the colour tone a bit. Actually a really nice way to add colour to your shadows. Makes them feel like a little bit less flat. And I think what I'll do, I'll get another colour, probably this one. Or essentially we'll just darken up the entire right hand side of the piece here. Just purely because this is not the focus. Wrath green is going to be a bit too, yeah, in your face. But I did just see, yes, there we go, May green. I'll kind of just like blotch that in, not think too much about it. I want the kind of same thing going on field as well. I'm not going to sharpen pencil though, we're going to keep this quite blunt. We have that thickness and just bring in a little bit of the colour into the shadows here and there, but not too much. Then we'll add this across the fields here. The big thing I noticed, like mainly the sky, because I reactivated some old paint, it's not properly like bound back together again. So I wouldn't even say it's like granulated. It's almost looking like very chunky, very bitty. Almost like there's grain to it. I don't want to be there. But this is why we do things in a sketchbook. If we're going to be working on a real piece, what we do is use fresh paint every single time. Like colours that have been sitting around for a few days, completely fine, but I know that I've not touched that big palette for maybe a year or so. The smart thing to do would have been to dispose of the paint and started fresh. I always feel really bad about disposing of paint. I'm just like, I'd rather use it on something even if it's going to be bad. The sketchbook stuff for that is good. Okay, we've got most of the highlights there, and then I'm going to do my usual trick of some Poscas over the top. So we do have some funky purples. So we'll add them to the shadows down here. These will be the flowers in the field. And we'll do the same with like a few different colours, so we've got like a little bit of variety going on. I'm not going to add any of this to the trees though. Usually what I do sometimes is try and pull the colour up. On this occasion I will avoid. Add a little bit of pink to that bit there. A little bit of texture. It's around the back. And then we've got some yellows as well, which is going to be probably more along this kind of tone. Okay, just like that. Army does want to smooth this out, so I think maybe chalk pastel will be best for this. I recently discovered some people get really funny when you say chalk pastel as opposed to soft pastels. And I think it's because like I associate chalk pastels with really cheap like variants because it's mainly made of chalk. I don't know why it bothers people so much. So like I do have a mix of professional high quality soft pastels. I find it's really hard to spread. I think like for the certain effects that I want to do with them, it's almost the cheaper the better. So what I'll do, so I don't like the way the sky's gone, I'm just going to pop it on its side. Just move that down a little bit. I'm going to pop it down like this. Quick little covering, put that down. Grab the white, and this fades into it. We'll pop this down as well. Goes across like that. Not putting too much down. And then I'm going to grab a Q-tip. I'm going to blend out from the lightest to the darkest. For a bit of simplicity, you can also use a piece of tissue and just go around in circular motions. You're working like on a larger scale, but I'm just trying to be quick with this, so I'm just using what I've got. That away. I have a collection of these Q-tips sitting in my drawer. That way I don't have to bin them at the end. I just reuse whatever colours on the end. Use that one to mix. There we go. Softer. If anyone's ever curious about how to fix this, because of course like once it's in a sketchbook and you close it and you rub it together, it can transfer. If you want to be professional about it, you can use proper fixing spray. That can get really expensive if you use it in your sketchbook. So I'd say use professional fixative. If it's going to be a piece that's actually, you know, going to be sold, you want to keep it nice. If it's been stuck in your sketchbook, no one's really ever going to see it ever again. Honestly, I would just say use really cheap hairspray. Really sticky, really tacky. It does the job. It's nothing perfect, but it stops it going all over your sketchbook. The reason I say to use it in your sketchbook and don't use hairspray on, you know, a piece that you want to keep nice or a piece that you want to sell, it smells absolutely awful, cheap hairspray. It can be very toxic, but it also doesn't keep the actual colours very nice. It is not archival quality, so hairspray may destroy the piece long term. I'm going to be using blue in a few more areas. The shadows, I'm just going to pop it some here at the bottom, there, and there as well. And put a tiny bit there. This way we're just colouring the shadows ever so slightly. And don't forget to blow away the excess as well. Of course, don't forget to wash your hands afterwards. This stuff gets everywhere. I should probably really do a test at some point on professional soft pastels. See how well they cover using them in this kind of way. I've just been trying to avoid anything that's like too pigmented. So I just want the hint of colour. A bit more. Also, the reason I use Q-tips as opposed to my fingers is these don't have oil on. If you use your fingers, you're transferring oil and you could just completely ruin the picture. So be very careful. Maybe some bits of white for accents and then we can call it done. First what I'll do, do I have cheap hairspray? That is a great question. Or do I have to use my professional fixative? Let's find out. So first things first, let's wash our hands. It turns out I have completely run out of my cheaper hairspray. So this is what something more professional looks like. I use this for any pictures that I sell. This looks really, really fantastic. I'm not going to spray this on camera because I'm going to have to take it outside. Essentially, all you do is you do one layer at a time, let it fully dry, and you spray it sparingly at a distance of usually 30 centimeters, and try not to spray it when it's really, really windy. Fumes from this kind of thing are toxic, so please be very, very careful. Keep away from animals and children. If you do it indoors, please wear a mask as well. And the general rule for this is you can do as many layers as you want, but keep the layers thin and light. You can always build it up. If you go too thick, it doesn't dry very well and leaves like a very weird residue. So be very, very careful. So I shall be right back and we will fix this. So just so you know, I did not follow my own advice and I sprayed it inside. Not near the computer though, so at least there's that. Yeah, it stinks in my room now, but it's done its job. I'm just going over with a finer Posca just for some highlighted details here and there. Again, as I said in the previous few videos, I usually use white acrylic ink for this kind of thing. I've still yet to go to the shops and buy some. I'm just going to add like the detailings of blades of grass along here. I'm going to add some of the shadows as well. Just anything where I think it looks a little bit boring, this is where I'm adding it basically. And of course, seize the nose when we're nearly finished with the picture. Hello. Please be careful. Very smelly around here. Has Khajiit come to inspect wares? Yes? No. I'll budge you along. So if I make some space for you over here. Keep going, thank you. Ha, I have trapped you on the other side of me. You can't purr down my microphone now. Though I guess I think many of you watching this probably want to hear him purring. We will save that for stream. I'd say that. You purr down the mic for us? Nope, I've done my microphone settings too perfectly. Keep moving. We do have a plane going across here actually, so let's trail in. Also, a smarter thing to do would be to also date these. I used to be so good in the habit of documenting like when I completed artwork. Just something I never think about now. What day is it today? It is the 12th of July 2026. Add some plants in here in white. Let's add the date at the bottom. In the blue, keep it simple. Are you helping? Thank you. You can't help by biting the end of the pencil as I'm writing with it. To the floor you go, sir. Floor jail. Thank you. Yeah, I think we shall call this done. I'm not trying to do anything special at the moment. Like I said, my main focus is just trying to finish this sketchbook. More so because it's just kind of like teasing me at this point. I just want to say it's completed, put it on the shelf and just like not think about it again. I've already like had a talk with a few people and I think what I'm going to do is stop using certain materials and I'm going to start focusing purely on more professional items at this point. I keep falling back to my sketchbooks because I'm just like, I don't know what to do, I don't know what my projects are right now. I'm just gonna keep doing simple studies and have fun and play with colour and textures and different medias. And it's been nearly an entire year since the baby's birth. And I think I'm ready now. I think I'm ready to stop fumbling about and having a bit of a panic. I think I am now ready to start getting back into some proper work, which I've been avoiding yet missing this entire time. So yeah, this is just using really simple paints, not thinking too much. So if you do like this kind of thing, please let me know, because these are really helpful for me if I'm having like a no thinking day. And we're being constantly stopped by this guy. So I think it is time we should wrap up. I need to give this one some fuss. Like I said, if you like the video, please let me know what you think. If you want to see some proper stuff, also let me know. Until next time, guys, either see you on stream or see you in the next video.